All right, welcome back to Bayou Time, and the number, if you'd like to call in, 879-1231. If you'd like to speak to the mayor of the city of Thibodaux, Mr. Tommy Eshte, or Chief of Police Scott Silveri, there's the number there. And we have a caller on the line now, Mayor. We'll take that now. Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. Your question or comment for the mayor or the Chief of Police, please.
Good evening. How you doing?
All right.
For the mayor, I want to applaud y'all for the excellent job y'all did for the 4th of July celebration. I understand Kurt Chasson had a little bit to do with it. He did an outstanding job. And to the Chief of Police, he did also an outstanding job for protecting the public while the event was going on. We saw a bunch of cops on bicycles, a bunch of cops riding around and walking. You know, it's the first year that we see the protection that they have for the public at this event. So I want to applaud y'all and thank y'all for your service.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And Jason, I can't take credit for that. I mean, to name some names, between our Public Works Director, Miguel Maggio, our Parks Director, Kirk Chasson, our Recreation Director, Kevin Claymont Scott, and his staff, his entire staff, they made it happen for the veterans and their association, and it did. It went off without a hitch. Those are the guys who deserve credit, and the employees who actually came and took their 4th of July to work that afternoon to help us over at the park. Those are the people who deserve the credit, and thank you for the compliment. But again, it goes out to those individuals who put that time and effort out to make it a success that it was.
And Chief, he mentioned some people on patrol, some officers on patrol on bicycles. Is that something y'all are implementing now, more so, officers on bicycles, and what's the purpose?
Sure. Well, when I came in January, that was one of my big emphases. I really wanted to hold true on that community policing aspect. So one of the first things I implemented was every officer, every shift, every day will get out of their car and walk for at least 1 hour on foot patrol. And there's a lot of purposes behind it, obviously, but there's great people in the city of Thibodaux,
yeah,
and there's great police officers, and I wanted those two to come together, and it's a great way for both of them to meet each other and on common ground in the communities and the business. So then we progressed. The bicycles obviously are just another fantastic way. It increases your mobility, obviously more so than foot patrol, but and it gives you that one-on-one contact. I always talk about that 2,000-pound bubble of glass and steel, your patrol car. A lot of times we get locked into it, we roll the windows up, turn the radio on and the air condition, and we drive past people we may prefer not to speak with. When we put them on the ground, be it a bike or on foot, you meet those people face to face, and you get to know them. And I mean the good people and just everyone in the city. So, the Let Freedom Ring was just kind of, illustrative of what we've been doing since January. And it pays dividends.
I think it's certainly a good idea, and down the line, like you say, it should pay a lot of dividends when you need some help or assistance on a matter. People can gain trust in law enforcement, which, you guys are the good guys helping protect people, and when you extend out to the community, I think it will gain you benefits down the line.
Sure. And, like the mayor said, it's all about being accountable, and it's about doing the right thing. So we take ourselves outside of that glass and steel bubble, and we meet the good citizens in the city of Thibodaux.
Okay, 879-1231 if you have a question or comment tonight related to the city of Thibodaux, 879-1231. Let's stay on that same topic with the police department. As the economy fluctuates up and down, I know officer salaries are tough to, really pay officers exactly what they deserve, sort of like teachers don't get everything they deserve. But these guys are out there putting their lives on the line, and sometimes I guess it's difficult to keep them in those jobs and retain them. Mayor, what are y'all doing to try to retain officers?
Well, when I took office, I noticed a trend that was somewhat disturbing, and that's not that it's any one person's fault, but over the last probably 10 years, according to some statistics we had lost some 90 officers, uniformed officers in the Thibodaux Police Department, and that could have been attributed to a number of factors, including pay is one. And what we wanted to do is at least come in and set up an environment for our officers where we would do a better job of paying attention to trying to retain those individuals. More importantly, the fact that we've spent a lot of money training them, getting them post-certified, and hopefully retaining them within our department so we can start to accumulate veteran leadership within the department. That was very important to me. It's what I heard from a lot of individuals when I was campaigning that, they just didn't see that veteran leadership within the department that we had years and years ago. And that might have been just the nature of the beast. A lot of people say, well, you should expect turnover within the law enforcement department in your community. That's just the nature of the beast. I'm not willing to accept that. It's just the way it is. And I think, Scott certainly agreed with me. Since we took office, we've actually been able to I think test some 103 applicants for openings we've had within the department. We've had some promotions that we've gone through in the department. We've had 12 new hires. But more importantly, the only individuals that we've lost in the last 7 months is one individual to retirement, and certainly an unfortunate accident that claimed the life of Sidney Simmons back, I guess, about 2 months ago or so.
Yeah.
Chief. Other than that, we've lost no one in the police department in the last 7 months, which is certainly a tribute to the programs that Scott has implemented and the fact that they're interested in coming on board with the programs that we've started and Scott and his command staff has started since we've taken office. So, I think we're on the right track. I hope to be able to come back to you in another 6 or 8 months and say, you know what, we still hadn't lost anybody. But, the fact of the matter is you're always competing with other law enforcement agencies for the best guys out there. They're always going to throw a few more dollars out than you will. But hopefully, once they're entrenched in a system that they like and they really believe they're making a difference in our community, that it's not going to always be just about the dollar. It's going to be about the kind of environment we provide in Thibodaux Police Department. They want to stay there and be part of our system. So I'm sure Scott will be able to tell you a whole lot more about the programs and how he's instituted that. But so far so good.
Yeah, Scott, if you could just play on that, what sort of individual do you look for whenever, somebody comes in to apply? I mean, what do you want to see in that applicant to make sure they'll be a good police officer?
Sure. Well, we have an extensive hiring process that we've tried to refine to kind of expedite some of the applicants. And again, when you have over 100 applicants competing for 11 or 12 positions, you have the luxury of taking experienced officers. Of those 12, about 8 of them are post-certified already, which means we can immediately plug them into the system and they can pay dividends to the city without having to go to a post-academy and an entire field training program. But when we do that, we look for people with longevity, education, family ties, if they're local to the city of Thibodaux or the surrounding area, because we're looking for folks with roots. And we want them to make that investment into the city of Thibodaux. Some of the things that we've done is we really try to, obviously the external aspects, the monetary, the pay, those are things outside of our control or my control. So we appeal to the intrinsic values of duty and honor and service. And again, of that ownership, where what we try to do is kind of decentralize that hierarchical command model in law enforcement. And we want the officers on the street to make those decisions. We want to empower them to be decision makers. I really think, I've been in law enforcement for 22 years, and that's always been one of the downfalls is no matter the technology, the equipment, and even the pay, if you don't feel like you're making a difference day in, day out, then you don't plug into the system. And that's one of the things that myself and the command staff push all the time. Where we want buy-in, we want ownership, we want the individual officer, the newest guy, to realize he's critical. The human capital is the most important resource there is in any business, company, government organization. So that's what we really appeal to, is that intrinsic value of doing the right thing. You're here to serve the public. And I tell you, one of the most wonderful surprises when I came to work for the city of Thibodaux was how dedicated and committed the men and women in the Thibodaux Police Department are to the city of Thibodaux.
And that's good. And I guess, by implementing those officers getting out of the car at least an hour a day and things like that, you'll get to feel some appreciation, which will allow those officers to really say, wow, this is really what I want to do, and it's nice to be appreciated.
Yeah.
What are some other programs that the department's doing right now to, you mentioned technology, some things like that is allowing your officers to further advance?
Right. Well, one of the things in the technology aspect is, one of my goals is to have computers in the cars, MDT, mobile data terminals. And what it's going to allow the officers to do, again, you want to kind of decentralize, you want to keep everyone out of the squad room, and we keep them on the street. I always talk about high visibility enforcement. And it's simple. I mean, the more they're out in the areas where most people travel, you increase your high visibility ratio. And one of the ways to do that is to put computers in the cars. Obviously, when they have connected to the radio room, they have access to the NCIC terminal and criminal histories and backgrounds and wants and warrants checks. So we're trying to implement that type of technology in all the vehicles. We want to untether the officer from the unit as well, where we're looking at different types of devices, where when they go foot patrol or they get on their bicycle, where they're not tethered to that car. I know it's a necessity of law enforcement, that the mobility aspect of the unit, but I'm just such a big proponent of getting them away from that car, out on the bikes, out on foot. Whatever alternative means of transportation that we can explore to get them out face to face and meet in the community. One of the other things is the value of training. I know when the mayor and I first we met back in early January was the training aspect. We really needed to improve our professional standard, our continuing education practices. So what I was able to do is cooperative effort through the sheriff's office in Lafourche, their regional training academy, is I assigned one officer as a full-time training officer, and he works at the regional training academy. And what that does is any training that becomes available there, our guys have immediate access to it. Every month, we have officers that go through annual recertifications in firearms, defensive tactics, CPR, first aid. And so what we've been able to do, now the guys, and they're starting to mesh themselves with the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's offices and Homa and Terrebonne and these other agencies, and really building those communal roots. That's probably been one of the most, effective things that I've found thus far, as far as retention and building that ownership, is giving the guys the training and the education that they desperately desire.
Okay. I tell you what, we'll take another short break. When we come back, we'll talk about some of that crash data compared over the last 3 years, and also some new things you're doing to improve around the school zones as well, and some other issues in the Parks and Recreation Department as well. We'll continue our discussion with Mayor Tommy Eshday and the Chief of Police, Scott Silveri. 879-1231 if you'd like to get involved. I know the number wasn't on the bottom of your screen, but we are taking phone calls. The Mayor and the Chief of Police are taking phone calls. If you'd like to give them a call with a question or a comment tonight, they're open and willing to take your call. So 879-1231. We'll take a short break. We have more tonight on Bayou Time.